Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 2nd of July 2025 and President Donald Trump's one beautiful bill, guys. It has been passed by the Senate and it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of an impact will have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now it's really important to note, guys, so far as the one beautiful bill is concerned, there is absolutely no direct impact as such, but based on what information is in that bill, I'm pretty much sure there'll be indirect impact on the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, unfortunately, guys, one of the Senate members, that is Cynthia Loomis, she did actually suggest a provision to address what she called unfair tax treatment for cryptocurrencies, particularly for miners and stakers. Unfortunately, guys, that thing is not made it out in the bill. But look, as President Donald Trump is a massive fan of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And keeping tariffs in mind, guys, United States of America has got more than $10 trillion worth of investment, and because of that, I'm pretty much sure there's going to be positive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So what I'll do, guys, in today's episode, I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion as to how the one beautiful bill will be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Let me know, guys, what your thoughts regarding it. Now, the second news, guys, is more connected to decentralized finance on Bitcoin network. And Botanix, guys, they have launched a new project and they are working on building decentralized finance on Bitcoin network. Now, really, I'm not sure what to make of it, to be completely honest, guys, because according to me, Bitcoin should be left completely alone, but at the same time, it is really important to understand that Bitcoin did have an upgrade. I believe it was in 2020 and 2021, where the underlying cryptography switched from ECDSA to Taproot, and the whole purpose of switching from ECDSA to Taproot is so that companies can go out and build more things into Bitcoin network, and looks like Botanix, guys, they want to power the Bitcoin economy by decentralized finance. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, the next news, guys, is connected to one of the biggest exchange called Deutsche Bank, and they are offering crypto custody services. So I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now, really, I'm not sure, guys, if as an industry we should be celebrating this news, because when the banks are offering custodial services, guys, they are the ones who are still in charge of your cryptocurrencies. So it is so critical to understand, not your keys, not your cryptocurrencies. But at a macro level, guys, you can take it as a positive news that the banking industry is not shying away from cryptocurrencies. As a matter of fact, guys, the next news I'm going to be talking about is an interesting one. And BitGet Wallet, guys, they have also joined with MasterCard, and looks like they want to drive adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well. Now, a little over a decade ago, guys, a lot of these financial giants and service providers, they were massive detractors of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? But looks like over time, they have decided to bend the knee to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover, guys, in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now, the first news is connected to one of the Bitcoin mining companies called Hut 8, and they have raised $220 million, and they are forging deeper ties with the United Arab Emirates. Now, Hut 8, guys, they have really strong ties with President Donald Trump's cryptocurrency projects. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now, the next news, guys, is connected to artificial intelligence, and Emirates Airlines, guys, they have used AI-powered engine monitoring, and because of that, they were able to cut costly flight diversion. So look, guys, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, the use case is already here, and there is direct impact on cost, time, as well as quality, as well as in it. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what this news is all about. So we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup-OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup-OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup-OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, unfortunately, guys, the ETF inflows is negative, which means in the last 24 hours, there is a lot of outflows, and the ETF inflows is showing outflows of $35.3 million. Definitely not a right matrix, isn't it? And because of that, guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have marginally fallen down as well. But look, guys, I'm pretty much sure because of the one beautiful bill, by the time you're listening to the episode, or probably in the next 24 to 48 hours, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will definitely be pumping up. And it purely depends on what narrative mainstream media goes with, because a lot of mainstream media, they're still suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, isn't it? But nonetheless, guys, what I'll do in today's episode, I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion as to how the one beautiful bill can positively impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, unfortunately, since the last 24 hours, guys, the global cryptocurrency market is down by 3.60%, and the global cryptocurrency market stands at $3.37 trillion. And if you look at the global cryptocurrency market in terms of dollar amount, today it is at $89.7 billion, and since the last 24 hours, it has actually pumped up at 12.07%. Now, if you look at the volume of decentralized exchanges, guys, the numbers are definitely not that great. And today, the decentralized exchange volume is at $11.73 billion, and the total value locked today it is at $110.90 billion. Now, really, I'm expecting these numbers to drastically change in the next 24 hours. Because look, guys, the one big beautiful bill will definitely be making the US economy much stronger. And if the US economy is stronger, guys, it does have a positive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now, unfortunately, if you look at the decentralized exchange dominance, it has actually marginally gone down, and today the percentage is at 37.24%. Now, let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, and as I mentioned earlier, guys, the numbers in decentralized exchange in particular since the last 24 hours are definitely not looking that great. PancakeSwap is still leading the pack and its 24-hour volume is $5.49 billion. Uniswap, guys, is at number 2nd and its 24-hour volume is $1.84 billion. Pump surprisingly is at number 3rd, but its 24-hour volume is less than $500 million mark. It is at $489.46 million to be precise. Meteor, guys, is at number 4th and its 24-hour volume is $447.16 million. Radium is at number 5th and its 24-hour volume is $445.52 million. Now let's quickly run to the volume of stable coins. Now look, guys, I really am not liking the 24-hour volume of stable coins, but what I'd really recommend you to do is keep a track of the 24-hour trading volume for the next 24 to 72 hours, and that would give us an indication as to which direction the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be heading towards. And based on my understanding, guys, President Donald Trump will officially sign the bill on the 4th of July, and a lot of businesses are definitely anticipating that, and because of that, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, along with the volume of stablecoins, increases by the 3rd or 4th of July. But look, whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice, and make sure you go out and do your own research. Now, going back to the volume of stablecoins, Tether USDT is still leading the pack, and its 24-hour volume is $61.65 billion. And Tether USDT, guys, its dominance accounts for 62.42%, and so far Circle USDC is concerned, the 24-hour volume is below the $8 billion mark. It is at $7.96 billion. FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $4.87 billion. Now, unfortunately, guys, the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum isn't looking that great. Bitcoin's market cap is at $2.10 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap has fallen down a lot, and today it is at $2.91 billion. Now, since the last few days, guys, Ethereum's market cap has been pumping up, and it briefly did cross the $300 billion mark, but it looks like it has fallen down once again. But let's see, guys, how the market reacts over the next 72 hours. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $44.57 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $14.96 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, today it is at 62.40%, whereas the dominance of Ethereum is at 8.65%. Now next, guys, I'm looking at the state of decentralized apps, and today I want to go and look at Base blockchain. And since the last few days, I'm looking at the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to smart contracts. So let's go and look at the top 5 decentralized apps that are connected to Base blockchain. Now mind you, guys, the numbers that I'm going to be reading out, it is in terms of dollar value, but it is only connected to Base blockchain. And the number 1 decentralized app on Base blockchain, guys, is Uniswap version 2, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $84.62 million. Morpho is at number 2nd, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $72.33 million. Now, if I'm not mistaken, guys, Morpho is the number 1 decentralized apps across all different blockchain protocols. So definitely interesting matrix. Now, the number 3rd is Moonwell, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $63.8 million. Morpho Optimizer is at number 4th, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $19.17 million. And Uniswap version 4 is at number 5th, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $14.99 million. Now let's do one thing, guys. Let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin is $105,721. And unfortunately, guys, since the last 24 hours, it is actually down by 1.46%. And since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 0.82%. Now look, guys, regarding the one beautiful bill, there are 2 ways of looking at it. Because President Donald Trump, he does want to go ahead and increase the expenditure. And in doing so, guys, the Federal Reserve Board, not necessarily now, but let's say 6 months or 1 year down the line, they will be printing additional fiat currency. And because of that, guys, it just means that there will be more supply of fiat currency in the market, isn't it? And if that thing happens, it could directly and indirectly impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But only time will tell if President Donald Trump will be in a position to do that. Now, if you look at the price of Ethereum, today it is at $2,415. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by almost 3%, 2.89% to be precise. But since the last 7 days, it is down by 1.68%. Ripple XRP is down to $2.17. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.54%. And since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 0.58%. Now look guys, so far as US politics is concerned, President Donald Trump is definitely making some really bold moves, isn't it? And he definitely wants to go ahead and make America great again. And the truth is guys, if the United States of America is great, it does have a domino effect on the world economy as well. Now regarding the one beautiful bill guys, the US Senate has successfully passed the bill, but the voting was 50-50, and Vice President J.D. Vance guys, he did actually put out his vote when there was a tie, and because of that, now the one beautiful bill will be passed to US President, that is President Donald Trump, and I'm pretty much sure guys, he will sign this into effect on the iconic date on the 4th of July. But look guys, so far as the one beautiful bill is concerned, unfortunately there is no mention regarding cryptocurrencies. And Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis guys, she actually suggested that she would be adding a provision to address what she called as unfair tax treatments, particularly for cryptocurrency miners and stakers. However guys, the legislation did successfully pass without addressing any cryptocurrency taxation related information. So what I want to do is guys, I want to go ahead and discuss how President Donald Trump's one beautiful bill could directly and indirectly impact cryptocurrencies, and I want to go ahead and touch base on 5 areas guys. The first one is permanent tax cuts, and because of that guys, there will be more disposable income, and it's needless to say when there's more disposable income, the investment in cryptocurrencies would increase, isn't it? And secondly guys, I want to go ahead and discuss regulatory signal, because President Donald Trump and his administration, they are definitely pro-capital, and they do have a pro-risk appetite as well. Now the third one is regarding border and defense funding, and this is where there is right now drama going on between Elon Musk and President Donald Trump. But could this actually push towards a censorship-resistant form of money? I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on it. Let me know guys if you agree to it or disagree to it. Now the fourth point guys I want to go ahead and discuss is regarding inflationary deficit, and could it be possible indirectly because of the one beautiful bill guys? Bitcoin's bull case does actually get strengthened. Let me know if you agree to my assessment or not. And finally guys, I'll go ahead and discuss the fifth point, that is potential SALT deduction cap increase, because what's going to happen because of that is a lot of high net worthy individuals guys, they will be diversifying their investments, and I'm hoping they will definitely be buying a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So let me go ahead and share the first point, that is permanent tax cuts, because according to the one beautiful bill guys, there will be extension of permanent tax cuts, which goes back to 2017 Trump tax cuts. And here's the interesting thing guys, which a lot of mainstream media is not talking about. There will be no federal income tax on tips and overtime, and there will be expanded child tax credits and senior tax reliefs. So because of this, I'm pretty much sure there'll be indirect impact on the price of cryptocurrencies. Cause look, with more tax after income guys, Americans, especially big workers and young earners, they are in a position to allocate more of their funds to alternative investments, isn't it? And this is where Bitcoin and cryptocurrency kicks in. And the tips exemption guys does actually support service workers, and if you know many of them already using cryptocurrencies for savings, remittances or even digital payments. Now regarding the second point, that is regulatory signal guys, President Donald Trump and Republicans and his administration, they do have a pro-capital and pro-risk appetite, isn't it? And if you actually look through the one beautiful bill guys, it does have a very pro-growth, and it does have a very anti-regulation tone as well. And the bill aims to cut environmental subsidies, and the bill is actually favoring energy, and President Donald Trump always talks about drill baby drill, isn't it? And along with this guys, the bill also favors oil as well as traditional capital inflows. So because of this guys, I'm pretty much sure so far as cryptocurrency is concerned, it does signal a return to business first policy decision making, which to be honest is favorable for the cryptocurrency innovation space, isn't it? Particularly in areas like mining, blockchain infrastructure and capital formation, and when you talk about decentralized finance and decentralized autonomous organizations, as well as Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, President Donald Trump has made it extremely clear that he does want the United States of America to lead the space, and under crypto-friendly Republican leadership guys, now which is increasingly aligned with Trump, they may push for more clear pro-Bitcoin legislation, including mining, incentives, SEC reform and even token classification, and that is exactly what Cynthia Lummis was aiming for as well. Unfortunately, it did not make it in the bill guys. Now regarding the third point, that is border and defense funding, guys, could this actually push towards a more censorship-resistant form of money? Because in the bill, guys, there is massive increase in military and border funding, and it does expand on surveillance and security spending. Now regarding cryptocurrencies, guys, this is where the whole cypherpunk narrative kicks in. And according to me, guys, individuals may actually seek self-custodial services and borderless form of money as a hedge against expanding state power. Now this particular point is particularly relevant for cross-border remittances and even off-ramping fiat in regions affected by US policies as well. And according to me, guys, this move will preserve financial freedom in an increasingly militarized global environment. Let me know, guys, if you agree or disagree to my assessment, because Elon Musk, as well as a lot of Republicans, they're definitely not happy with the increase in military and border funding. And this also touches base on the next point, that is inflationary deficit, because look, what is mentioned in the bill, guys, is there will be an additional $3 to $3.8 trillion that will be added to the US economy, and this will create a deficit over 10 years, and there is no real offset revenues, and it does rely on trickle-down assumptions. Now, so far as cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is concerned, guys, could it actually reinforce Bitcoin's core value proposition as hard money? That is one way of looking at it, isn't it? And President Donald Trump, guys, last year did have an interview at 60 Minutes where he did actually state that when he becomes the president, he will acquire a lot of Bitcoin, and he does want to clear a lot of debts using Bitcoin as well. So could it be possible, guys? On one end, the US government will now go and start buying a lot of Bitcoin. According to me, that is definitely a very strong possibility. And if that thing happens, guys, I'm pretty much sure there's going to be positive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And look, guys, when you talk about inflationary spending and long-term debt accumulation, it does erode trust in fiat currencies. And this is where Bitcoin kicks in, because Bitcoin becomes a go-to store of value, especially for Gen Z, millennials, and sovereign hedge strategies as well. And could this actually trigger renewed institutional interest in Bitcoin? I'm definitely anticipating that. Now regarding the fifth point, that is potential SALT deduction cap increase, guys, this is more connected to high net worthy individuals, and what is mentioned in the bill is that they will be raising the cap on state and local tax deduction, and this has a direct benefit to high income earners in high state tax. And according to me, guys, a lot of high net worthy individuals, they will be wanting to diversify the investment, isn't it? And I'm pretty much sure they will be accumulating a lot more Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And could it be possible states like California and New York, they could actually redirect tax savings into Bitcoin ETFs, maybe crypto venture capital, or even on-chain real estate tokenized assets? So look, guys, according to me, the one beautiful bill may directly and indirectly impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So look, guys, according to me, if the bill is passed, President Donald Trump's one beautiful bill could act as an economic accelerant for Bitcoin and crypto markets, even without directly referencing them. Because look, what it does is it lowers the barriers to capital entry, reinforces inflation fears, and it does tell the narrative in favor of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Let me know, guys, if you agree to my assessment or disagree to it. And if you do have any other feedback or comments, mention them in the comments below. Now let's go ahead and discuss another narrative which is mildly picking up pace in the Bitcoin world, and this is connected to decentralized finance on Bitcoin blockchain. Now me personally, guys, I'm definitely not a fan of it, but a lot of companies should definitely be trying to build on these things, and one of the companies, Botanics, and they have actually launched mainnet to power the Bitcoin economy. And the Botanic Labs, guys, they have launched the mainnet for Botanics, and it is the first fully decentralized Ethereum virtual machine, which is equivalent of Bitcoin layer 2, and they do have some heavy duty backing with partners like Chainlink and Fireblocks, and it features apps like GMX and Dolomite, which enables trading, lending, staking, and a lot more in Bitcoin network. And here's the interesting thing, guys, the block production is just 5 seconds with a fee of 0.02 cents, and according to the official news, guys, they're aiming that this boosts Bitcoin's utility while at the same time preserving self-custody. And so far as the launch of Botanics is concerned, guys, it does include Bitcoin 2100, which is essentially a game where users explore apps and earn Bitcoin. But so far as the governance is concerned, guys, it is actually handled by a 16-node federation, and they are claiming it ensures decentralization from day one. But look, guys, me personally have apprehensions regarding this, because whenever there's federation, guys, be it let's say 16 or 32 or even 100, there is always some room for compromise. And you never know, the rich get richer by such federations, associations, and foundations. That is what my honest opinion is. But let me know, guys, if you agree to my assessment or disagree to it. Now let's go ahead and discuss an interesting news by Germany. and Deutsche Bank, guys. They plan to launch crypto custody accounts in 2026, and they are partnering with Bitpanda and Taurus, and they are expanding the digital asset presence in Europe. Now, this marks a significant news by Deutsche Bank and a renewed push into crypto services after they first revealed custody ambitions going back to 2020. And the bank, guys, is also exploring stablecoins and tokenized deposits, because so far as tokenized and stablecoins is concerned, that is the new narrative in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency spaces in it. And so far as this news is concerned by Deutsche Bank, guys, it does follow similar efforts by other major banks in Germany, isn't it? Now, if you need official news regarding this, it is published by Bloomberg, and the link to that is in the show notes below. Now, let me go ahead and discuss the final news, and this is connected to MasterCard and BitGet Wallet. And BitGet Wallet, they have launched a crypto-linked MasterCard that lets users spend crypto 150 million merchants worldwide with real-time, fee-to-fee crypto-to-fiat conversion. And the crypto-linked MasterCard, guys, is available in UK and Europe first, and they do have plans to expand to Latin America, Australia, as well as New Zealand. Now, regarding the US launch, it is still pending regulatory approval, and so far the cryptocurrency-linked MasterCard by BitGet Wallet, guys, it is powered by immersive infrastructure as well as MasterCard security, and the card is targeting millennials, Gen Z, and users in emerging markets where cryptocurrency payments are growing rapidly, isn't it? Now, one of the reasons why I definitely do think this is successful is because transactions on crypto cards tend to be smaller than traditional card purchases, so I do think they're definitely making a brilliant move by this. So these were some macro level news in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and even artificial intelligence. Now let's go ahead and look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And one of the big mining companies, that is Hut 8, guys, they have raised $220 million, and looks like they want to forge deeper ties with United Arab Emirates. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because so far as Hut 8 is concerned, it is one of the majority owners of American Bitcoin, and it was co-founded by Rick Trump, who is also the chief strategy officer, and Donald Trump Jr., guys, is also a shareholder in American Bitcoin. And regarding American Bitcoin, guys, they are planning a public listing via merger with Nasdaq-listed Graphon Digital Mining, and former Hut 8 chief commercial officer, that is Matt Prusak, now is going to be leading American Bitcoin, and two Hut executives sit on the board of American Bitcoin, and Omar Alasa of Eminiko Brands, guys, noted the irony of US crypto advocates expanding overseas. Now, Hut 8, as we know, is a Bitcoin mining firm with Trump family ties, and they have decided to raise $200 million to expand the operations. And here's the interesting thing, guys. The fund will be used to buy Bitcoin and mining infrastructure, and the company recently registered a new office in Dubai last week, which was done at the IFC, that is Dubai International Finance Center. And this move, guys, definitely signals Hut 8's deeper push into United Arab Emirates amid rising crypto activity in the region, isn't it? And so far as the Dubai office is concerned, guys, they will focus on trading and digital asset strategies. And so far as Hut 8 is concerned, they already operate mining facilities in Texas, New York, and even Alberta, Canada. So look, as the United Arab Emirates is increasingly becoming half a US-linked crypto service ventures, isn't it? And Jacob Kroblecher of Clearpool and Ocean, guys, did actually say that Dubai enables broader capital strategies beyond just trading, and he also noted Dubai's appeal to institutional players managing large Bitcoin reserves. Now, in my honest opinion, guys, these developments do reflect a broader trend of crypto firms aligning with UAE's supportive ecosystem, so definitely brilliant news. Now let's go ahead and discuss second news, and this is connected to artificial intelligence. And Emirates Airlines, guys, they are leveraging AI-powered engine monitoring to enhance flight safety and reduce costly flight diversion, and the system that they're using enables real-time engine health monitoring and predictive diagnostics as well. And look, as artificial intelligence has already helped avoid multiple aircraft diversions, and they're doing that by enabling continued operations with live engine assessment. And Emirates, guys, also uses AI to predict turbulence along flight routes, and this is for improved operational safety. Now, these innovations were shared by Adil Al-Reda, who is the Deputy President and Chief Operations Officer of Emirates, and he did actually speak at the First Tech 2025 exhibition and conference in Dubai. And at the event, guys, they showcased over 40 innovations across stages like research, prototyping, trials, and scaling as well. And Al-Reda emphasized that AI benefits not just the company but also passenger safety and operational continuity. And look, as AI is helping Emirates optimize catering logistics, ensuring the right amount of food is loaded, reducing waste, and this optimization, guys, can save millions of dirhams annually in operational cost. And Emirates is committed to data privacy and compliance with government regulations on passenger data too. and the airline is actively taking steps to govern the use of public data responsibly as well. And as AI adoption increases, Emirates is also enhancing its cybersecurity infrastructure, and AI radar guys says that the more technology is used, the more critical cybersecurity becomes, and Emirates is preparing to integrate generative artificial intelligence to streamline operative and improve information access. And so far generative AI is concerned, it will help to make information retrieve faster and certain job functions more efficient as well as in it. And the airline will assess and upskill staff to align with evolving AI-driven roles and processes. And Emirates does see AI as a strategic enabler for future growth. And Emirates sees artificial intelligence as a strategic enabler for future growth, efficiency and safety in aviation as well. So look, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, according to me, the use case is already here and now, and it directly has an impact on cost. It does save a lot of time, and it does offer brilliant quality services as well. And I've been saying this over and over again, guys. Saudi Arabia and Middle East is definitely the place to be. So far as Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, or even AI is concerned, in my honest opinion. So these were the newscasts on the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, there's going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Carl who asks, would you trust and use a crypto-linked MasterCard like BitGets, or do you prefer holding custodial BTC instead? This, to be honest, Carl, is such a simple question, and the answer to that is yes. I do prefer holding self-custodial Bitcoin instead, and I do think everyone should be holding it. Because look, whenever there's another third party involved, they are the ones in charge of your Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And historically, we've seen so many instances where the company goes completely belly up. A recent example I can think of is Celsius, isn't it? They were taking a lot of Bitcoin, and they were essentially gambling with other people's Bitcoin. So to answer your question, me personally, I'll definitely prefer holding custodial services for Bitcoin, and I definitely recommend each and every one of them to do that as well. Now that thing being said, Carl, regarding BitGet's Crypto MasterCard, I do think it is a really powerful tool because it does onboard quite a lot of people, isn't it? But at the same time, it is really important to understand that it is not a replacement for self-custody Bitcoin. But when you talk about spendings, as I mentioned earlier as well, a lot of the Gen Z and millennials, they do try to make cryptocurrency transactions, but the amount is relatively less. So in that case, it does make a lot of sense to a certain extent, but I cannot stress this enough, Carl. Self-custody is absolutely non-negotiable, particularly for long-term holders, and this whole notion, not your keys, not your coins, is something which each and every individual should actually follow. And if you actually read to the Bitcoin white paper, the very second line, Carl, does actually state the main benefits are lost if a centralized entity is required to prevent double spending. Now regarding BitGet's Crypto MasterCard, there is no double spending involved as such, but they are the ones responsible for your cryptocurrencies. And earlier today I also talked about Deutsche Bank. Most likely they will still be holding a lot of your Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So that news is something that we should be celebrating. But at the same time we should have a lot of apprehensions. So what I'd really recommend for the customers of Deutsche Bank is buy a lot of Bitcoin using Deutsche Bank, but immediately have self-custody to it. Because we always need to remember, not your keys, not your cryptocurrencies. But definitely interesting question. And as I mentioned earlier as well, news such as BitGet's Crypto MasterCard, as well as banks offering cryptocurrencies, are definitely positive news, but we definitely need to have a lot of apprehensions regarding this. And Simon Dixon, who is one of the OGs in the Bitcoin space, he often goes live via LinkedIn and YouTube, and since the last few sessions he's often saying is, now the banks want a lot of your Bitcoin, so always take it with a pinch of salt when the bank is offering any Bitcoin or cryptocurrency custodial services, but definitely something which each and every individual need to be thinking about. So that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information. We also look at geopolitical news, and we look at macro level news in the world of Bitcoin cryptocurrencies. We also look at different partnerships and involvement by institutional banks, and then we also look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. We look at the latest developments, and we also look at the latest technological developments even in the field of artificial intelligence, and we also look at news connected to Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, NFTs and even artificial intelligence from the Middle East. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.